So I'd like to welcome you to today's segment of the new now high-end highness wow factor evolution. I am Majesty-ALL-MIGHTY wow, and I want to jump right in with doing a follow-up to one of the last segments as I was introducing to those who are in the solo entrepreneurial arena, just a high-end-i-tizing concept as it relates to taking something that you do for free and productizing it, and then using that product as a prerequisite or pre-requirement for others to actually have some type of session with you, a mini mentoring coaching session, and then being able to possibly bridge them into more of your expanded work. So a lot of you have not even created a more expanded work. And so I want to talk a little bit about creating, or what a more expanded work looks like in this new now high-end experience. So it's about acceleration and evolution, and being able to actually take what potentially could take someone, or what you would traditionally offer in a program for, let's say, 9 months. And how do we take 9 months or a year and actually create a 90-day experience, and you charge a high-end price for that 90-day experience? So in the last episode around this particular topic, I was sharing from a recent Facebook post that I put up, and it was dealing, of course, with what I'm talking about today, high-end-i-tizing, and taking something like a 30 to 45 minute, something less than an hour type of teleseminar or talk or training, and converting that into a $97 evergreen product, and then being able to leverage that as a pre-requirement or prerequisite just for someone to be able to have a mini coaching session or mentoring session with you, and then leading it into an actual 20K 90-day VIP customized experience. So this is a really good exercise to lean into. And I want to talk a little bit more about this today, expound upon it from what I was talking about before, because honestly, this would be an entry level to leaning in to high-end-i-tizing yourself in a way where you're looking at, again, what you traditionally give in some different formats. So for those who are used to doing, of course, like I said, free teleseminars or different things like that, now you can still provide a free version. But my recommendation is going to be that you do some type of YouTube video, for that. And even if you were to do it for the extended time, I normally recommend doing a 15-minute type of presentation or so. That's like a preview leading into the product version that I'm encouraging people to create. But let's just say that you're just going to provide the actual teleclass and it's on YouTube. Well, don't continue to do that same process over and over and over and over again, hoping people will sign up. Use it as an evergreen marketing tool. Here's the free teleclass, but I still want you to actually record that teleclass and make it into a $97 product. And yes, a $97 product that is 30 to 45 minutes, less than an hour. Now, if you have the free version on YouTube or so, then yes, you do need to tweak the teleclass. All right. So let me help to make sense of this a little bit more and why it's in the highest level of impact and income initiative to do it in this format. All right. If you're already doing a teleclass over and over and over again, think about how many times you've actually provided the same teleseminar over and over and over again. And especially when you haven't really gotten a certain level of results. But I'm going to say this, even if you have gotten certain levels of results, trust me, it's not on the level that you are ready to evolve and play in this higher trajectory, right? So there's going to be some shifting going on here. So back to what I was saying in terms of, making high-end sense of this. When you're already in loop, doing certain things over, make the loop be lucrative instead of kind of a lack-based loop. Why are you giving the same free teleseminar over and over and over again? Make it work for you in a win-win way. Yes, have a version that you provide and you can use that as evergreen. But that using that and marketing that in evergreen is different than you extending your energy consistently to regurgitate something that you've chronically done already. No, record that as a product. And then you can leverage, yes, the free version to lead into the paid version, which will probably be a more expanded, in-depth type of experience. It would be the evolution of the seminar. So it wouldn't be the same version in a sense. It would be the expanded awareness around that. And can you provide that in 30 to 45 minutes? Absolutely. Absolutely. And have people to pay the $97 for that? Absolutely. Because you give them the opportunity to take things to the next level, and they can't work directly with you at this point, but you can provide enough of an exercise and enough of a call to action for them to literally get in action. And so it will be high value packed within a short amount of time. So you think about even podcasts, when you're on podcasts or podcasts that you've listened to, and there's tremendous value that sometimes, I will say sometimes it's provided, but oftentimes provided. Is a lot of times they've given away high-level content and tips for you to take away and use. But the thing about it is that when you are continuously giving free stuff away all the time, it kind of devalues the expanded value that you're here to bring. So what it is that you transition yourself into the time currency factor, all right? The time currency bracket is where the time you would take to provide that free and over, whether it is your own teleseminar or going to speak for somebody else on podcast doing X, Y, and Z, you would use that time to create the lead generation, if you will, the divine right value exchange opportunity. It needs to be productized. That's a part of the high-end-i-tizing, all right? So I'm not saying that you can't still provide some free initiatives, but I would give pause on that. I really would if you're trying to change the game and level yourself up in a certain type of trajectory. So one of the recommendations that I provided within the last segment, and I'm just reiterating this now, is when you take the 30 to 45 minute teleseminar and then you convert it into the $97 evergreen product, keep in mind that this is about segueing it into the mini mentoring coaching sessions that are going to be like 90 minutes. So when you think in terms of creating a prerequisite, that means that this is a pre-qualifier. This lays a foundation down, and it already gives that prospect or the client something to go through, so that when they come to this session with you, they are ready for the next level. They're ready for the evolution, instead of you having to lay the foundations down and go, through certain things with them that you've covered several times, right? But even though you haven't covered it with them, they don't need that vibration of you. They need the now vibration of you and what you're ready to bring and take them to the next level in the now, where the power is and where the higher profitability is. So anything that you've continuously done in regurgitation, all right, that does not play out well in residual income. So you need to allow the time currency factor, let that save you time, and let them level up in that way, so they again are prepared to play with you at the now profits level. That's going to serve you and them tremendously, right? So in terms of something I want to just talk a little bit about, and then I'm going to go back and sort of tie a few things in, is the 90-minute, the 90-day VIP co-creation customized coaching experience. Being able to leverage that 90-minute mentoring session to cue them up, in a sense, so that they can know this more expanded experience, that you are here to provide. And the level of work that you're here to do in the high-end space, and I'm going to candidly say this, you freaking cannot just charge a few prices. I don't care if you have to land one big catch of one person who can pay you what you're trying to look for in 5 different individuals. Don't align your energy for that during the season. I don't care how many people out there are doing it and have been successful with it. What they are successful with is sometimes it's not going to be aligned for you. All right. So there's a way to create and customize this, type of experience. I talked a little bit about that, in the last segment, why it's important that you create from a higher bracket and then allow that trajectory to fill in. Even if it doesn't fill in at that price, you allow it, you create from the bigger energy so that you can land significantly more than you would if you were just creating from a general premise. So I have trainings around this, and also opportunities if you would like to learn more about how to, work with me in terms of building this type of framework for yourself. And some of you may find that you just leverage this, maybe one time, but I encourage you to create this type of experience for yourself, even if you don't leverage it. So let me back up a little bit and let me talk again about the $97 digital evergreen product that you're going to leverage as a pre-requirement. Of course, it is a standalone. It's not just for leveraging for a prereq. It's just that if someone wants to take the next level with you in a certain type of offering and opportunity that you have, you do make that a requirement, that they listen to that type of training, do some of the work, with themselves, around that initiative. And remember, because we're talking about a product that's 30 to 45 minutes. That's not long. It's not like you're sending them away to listen to hours and hours. You're sending them They will pre-qualify themselves by doing that training, laying the foundation, doing some work around that, and possibly already having significant results. And a lot of you are thinking, in 30 to 45 minutes, how is that really possible? And who's going to pay $97, for 30 to 45 minutes? Well, there are people who go to seminars and they pay a lot more, and they actually walk away not knowing any more than what they knew before. But they've paid for it, and they spent hours, or maybe they learned a little something and they spent hours. But can you, yes, in 30 to 45 minutes, provide tremendous value? Yes, I would consider, going back to the podcasting example, you're hearing, or some of you, you're hearing what I'm talking about, or what I've talked about in the previous segment, and it gave you an aha in terms of, I never thought about that. Yes, I need to apply that. Well, that's high value information that's being rendered. And if you go away and actually apply this, and then you get those, results, well, within less than 45 minutes, look at what that's done. Yeah. But if you take that same thing, like what I'm even talking about, yes, do I have product versions of things? Absolutely. And you take what you've talked about in that little bit of time and put that in a product, yeah, that is highly valuable. And then you make people responsible for their own results. So an example, in the last segment, I provided 3 questions for people to coach themselves with around this particular initiative. And those 3 questions, what does my converted free offering into a $97 digital product look like? And what $997 mini mentoring session experience am I creating? My 90day 20K customized coaching experience looks like. So those are explorations, right? Things that trigger mechanics that most would not think about. So if you take time to actually expand, explore this type of experience, what could that do for you just vibrationally? Those 3 questions alone that people wouldn't even think to ask themselves, that they're now asking themselves, that within itself is even more well worth $97. But most don't think about that. Some are just, so used to the free content, and they don't really value that. Just thinking different. Remember, this is about the evolution, at least what I'm bringing. It's about the evolution of high-end work in the new now vibration. You have to be able to bring the evolution. And so, yes, the evolution involves your pricing, right? Yes, taking something you do for free, and now at least, and some of you are thinking, well, okay, I can do a little $7 mini workshop, or I can maybe do $27. You can do those things. You can do a $5. But here's the deal. I would stretch yourself. I would, and say, you know what? Let me at least say that my 30 to 45 minutes in talking about this, yes, is it worth $97? It's worth more than that. But at least let me do that much to expand myself from something that is free, and not just say I'm going from free to $5, or I'm going from free to $27. I'm going from free to 47. No, take a leap in evolution and go to 97. And what you'll find is that you can actually charge more than that, even for 30 to 45 minutes. But at least start there, all right? At least start there. And I'm going to throw this in. So you create it for that. Now, when you market it, does that mean that you have to market it at $97? No, it may be that it's $97 and maybe you do offer it at a sale price, so to speak. If you want to lean, into it and you feel a ways and you're not really there as of yet. But honestly, I would charge the $97, but I would put it at a higher value. Here's the deal, because it is a higher value. It is a higher value. Whatever it is that you're sharing for free, trust me, there are people who pay thousands of dollars to hear and get ahas, triggers, and insights of things that you're giving away for free. You have to be able to create the win-win for yourself. So again, as I've said before, you can create the free version, evergreen it, put it on YouTube and market with that, but then allow that to lead into that $97 product, right? You're just tweaking and shifting. You are doing, again, what I created, high-end-i-tizing. And that high-end-i-tizing is allowing you to lean in, all right, to doing something differently than what you have. I want to shift gears real quick to talk about that the 20K opportunity for like 90 day. So do you know that there are people who host VIP day weekends and sometimes VIP days, and they charge 20K for a VIP day, even virtual. So why not you? And I don't want you to think about what you have to offer now in terms of you don't see how that could be a 20K experience. No, this is why you get present and you start partnering with your 20K 90-day initiative. What are we creating here? What does that look like? So you can start from the power of the profitable now and gain some profitable ahas, but create this space for you, for yourself, all right? Because you are creating the win-win, not just for you, all right? It's for the whole of the marketplace, not just the consumer. It's when you don't value who you are and truly show up the way you are supposed to, you are doing not only yourself a disservice, you're not doing your prospects and clients or so, your ideal audience service, you are a disservice. You are doing a disservice to the marketplace as a whole. And we already have a Swiss cheese type of marketplace. There's a lot of holes within there that need to be plugged up in higher levels of value. And I hate to say it, but even some of those who have been teaching about the high end, they've done damage to you as well. It's been to the biggest detriment to follow some of their teachings because it's in very old, outdated models. And the way they market and the way they're leveraging themselves is built in a system that is not going to work for you long term, because you are here for the evolutionary experience. And I hate to say it, they're not. That's a whole nother topic. And it's not a knock to any of those who are providing tremendous value, and they are helping people tremendously, and people are getting results with their work. But what I know to be true is those of you who are here for the evolution, those models simply will not work for you. They won't. So I'm not going to get too far down the soapbox and go too far down the rabbit hole with this. But I am here for those of you who would like to create this type of experience in the new now energy. And I don't even want to say that it is a leap. It's really just a leap in your mind, because you think that, if you haven't done this before, you're thinking that this is just a far-fetched type of thing that may seem impossible. But honestly, you examine who you are, even at what I'm presenting, you're already showing up short. Well, let me just say this, meaning you could even be providing this at a higher rate. Again, just this segment here alone, and whether you think so or not, I know confidently that I've provided tremendous value of making you aware and challenging you to think in different ways. Because I know my worth. And I want you to know yours. I want you to see that you have more to offer. You do. But in that more to offer, you've got to step more fully into this new now high-end evolution energy, and you have to evolve and catapult yourself so that you can accelerate others. So as you can see, these processes that I have introduced are all accelerated. 30 to 45 minutes of tremendous value in a product is acceleration. A 90-minute high-end experience that normally people do free consultations or free discovery sessions in this, and you are already allowing your product to be the prereq to get them going and started so that you can bring them into an experience that then allows the evolution of the next level of desire to come forth. And then you're able to already show them what the next possibility could be. And if they want to work with you, it doesn't mean that they come into that experience working with you or signing up with you at that point. You're introducing what that next level could be, but you can show them within the 90-minute session too, how to create what it is that they really want and desire, and also create the income in a sense for that next level to be possible when the time is right, if it's still available. But what I'm saying to you is that actually the people who can go through this type of process with, they're already ready for the 20K 90-day experience, because they're going to be the people who are used to paying 20K for a one-day experience. So that's a whole nother, it's a whole nother topic. But there'll be some information below. Again, if you would like to learn more about how to create this type of experience, then you'll see some information below for how you can do that. But I just wanted to talk a little bit more about this and get those of you set up just in mindset, just in expanded awareness, and even what I've modeled for you today, just in talking, just in, a conversation in a sense that I'm having with you around this topic. Just think about taking tremendous nuggets of value and having a heart-to-heart conversation with your ideal audience. Make it light, easy, and less intimidating. And then provide them with the action steps that they need. This is something also for those of you, maybe you don't have a free talk or free seminar. I want you to look at a blog post or create a blog post or so that you can then transform that blog post into a $97 digital product. So it doesn't really matter, again, whether it's something you're doing. When you're blogging, you're writing articles or so, that's still time. In the time currency bracket, it's all about being able to keep converting and expanding opportunities and allowing people to enter into the different realms of value, different portals of possibility But for you, from a holistic profitability standpoint, it is the profitable portals that people enter into. And again, because you're showing up in the marketplace a certain way where they too have a conditioning, but you get to reset and recalibrate and recode your experience by providing these types of opportunities, because it's helping you to show up in a way where it's going to kind of repel, in a sense, the other people who aren't even ready for this type of experience. You won't even attract, you won't even attract those. So you do want to position yourself. And again, if you don't see how this can be possible, and how you can illuminate in awareness that which wants to come forth from you in this evolution, then again, said there's the help, for this. But I really believe that getting present, and I'll go through these questions again, getting present with these questions is going to help you tremendously, right? So what does my converted free offering into a $97 digital product look like? What $997 mini mentoring session experience am I creating? My 90-day 20K customized coaching experience looks like, all right? So you have time to go back over and spend time with these. You don't have to necessarily rush into this, but I would rush into creating the intention around this. So even if you were just to work on this, let's say you did it for 3 weeks, where 1 week you were thinking about that $97 product, from the free to what that is. I don't think it would take you that long, but I'm just saying, just to stretch it out, right? Maybe the next week you are thinking about what that mentoring opportunity, could look like. And then the next week you are looking at what the customized coaching experience could look like. But I would say actually start with that one. That's the actual easier one, in the sense, is to create from that big energy. Because guess what? Think about it. You don't actually have to create a program. All you have to do is create the opportunity, because you can't create what that structure, if you will, or that framework or that package is going to look like till you actually have had the conversation with that prospect in order for that. But you can just let them know that you're available. There are going to be some people that can leapfrog over all of this other stuff and get right into a 20K customized type of experience. My thing is, though, is that if there are foundations that need to be laid, then yes, they can invest in the product or so. If you want to include a 90-minute session within that experience, you can, because maybe they didn't need that lead in, because you have the opportunity available. So I'm just doing a little bit of disruption here, so that you can just be expanded. Instead of thinking about a 20K opportunity that's 9 months, or a 20K opportunity that's a year. No. What is one that you can either provide in 90 days, or I would say even a weekend? But again, for those like, oh, that's a major stretch, let's just do the 90 days. Even if you have to mock it up, in a sense, you are more than ready for this. The biggest problem with solo entrepreneurs, where they shortchange themselves, is they have not caught up with their evolution. So they're not even aware of the opportunities and experiences that they really can provide for people at this level, because they've been playing in this bracket that clearly demonstrates it's not where you need to be playing, because it's not beneficial, but yet there's so much time spent in that area. And again, you can't rely on those who they've been successful and they think, hey, I'm bringing you to this next level of success. No, they are creating out of what I call unmetamorphosized structures, and it's serving someone. But for you who are on and beyond the evolutionary edge, you can't catch up with your evolution playing in that space. So again, that's part of the new now high-end evolution experience. All right, so I'm going to close it out, and I have, again, other opportunities for you to take this, to the next level. And so, as I mentioned, there will be information in the description for that. And so I'm excited that a lot of you are high-END-i-tizing your life and your business during this time, and starting to stretch yourself, or I should say evolve yourself quantumly and quickly into this new now trajectory for a high-end experience. I'm very confident that as you continue in this vibration, you're going to soar, that you are going to align with that higher awareness of the offers and the opportunities that are ready and ripe for you, and the audience that actually has been praying, if you will, for this type of experience, because that's what you're here for, to bring that, to deliver that. And those right people, they're going to find you. They're going to align with you, and they will be ready for this experience. And again, you have what it takes, but though you have what it takes and the potential is there, the potential has to be actualized. But it can't be playing in that same traditional model. So there are things you have to do to make some shifts. And this is an entry level into that type of stretch of high-END-i-tizing. All right. So your highness has spoken for this segment, and I look forward to being back with you soon. Have a great day.